Hey everybody, so I am back just with another work in progress on my cabin for Muskets and Tomahawks. I've gotten a little bit done since the last video. I ended up, from what I remember from the last video, I ended up putting wood up here, which I didn't have that finished during the last video. I know that wasn't done, and as well as on the opposite side. In order to get this to fit the way I would, at least to a standard that I would like as far as the roof, I ended up having to sand down the chimney on this side for it to match up here and not stick out too far forward. It does stick out just a little bit forward, but not enough that I'm actually quite, overly concerned. So I did actually do something on the interior to hold the roof on, because it was sliding around quite a bit. I'll just mention what I did. It was pretty simple. But the thing that really took me a long time, and I'll try to show it here, since the last video, is actually the shingles. Now, I did this the hard way, and I'll call it the obsessive-compulsive way, because what I did is I actually cut every single individual tile and put them on, glued them, and then put several applications of PVA glue over it to create sort of a uniform surface. Now the glue idea I did get from Tristan's channel, because he did the same thing, but I basically saw on other channels where people, and I might try this in the future, they cut long strips and then just cut into it, so basically it gives you the appearance of individual ones without having to put them on individually. And so it took me, I don't know, it wasn't a really long time, but I would say it took me like 3 hours, probably overall, to put each one of these tiles on both sides, which when you're doing it, it seems a lot longer than it should. So it's kind of shiny right now because it's not painted. This was black craft paper, like from my kids' crafts, and so nothing, pardon me, has been actually painted yet. But overall, I'm happy with the tiled look that I've got, and it does extend just a little bit on the bottom as well. So just to show that, just to kind of go over the wood there. Now on the inside, I ended up just putting a piece here, and I put some wood sticks just right in the right there, just so it sticks out slightly, so it gives me room to put it on, but also because this sits just slightly forward, and I'll show that. It's not the ideal scenario, but it's acceptable for me. It sits just probably, I would say, about an eighth of an inch probably forward. When it's all one color, I don't think it'll be overly noticeable. You can see it in the back too, that it just sits just about that much forward. And part of that is my learning experience with this, is just the amount of space I had because I plastered with the chimney right here. You can see how it kind of comes in a little bit here, and even as you go up, it just, because I used plaster, wanted to create a brick facade, and it ends up sticking out a little bit. So could be ideally better, but I do think in the end it's still going to look good. I haven't really done anything. I guess I put the door on right there. I did a little handle on both sides with just green stuff, and there we go. So yeah, that's my update, and what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to just prime the whole thing, one black color, and then from there I'll start painting. I'm planning on doing this, all of the exterior wood, and the interior of the building I'm going to do like an espresso dark brown, and then I'll highlight from, I'll wash and highlight from there. I'm going to actually put the floor in once I've done all of the painting, because that's going to end up being, as I mentioned, the Seraphim Sepia stain, so it's going to be more of a natural look. I'm going to try to do the same, I believe, for the fireplace. I'm going to try to cover this up. Either that, or I might just end up painting it a lighter wood, because one of the mistakes I made too is because I was thinking about having this match the floor. I should have installed the second, but I just kind of got ahead of myself. And so yeah, from there, it should be painted fairly soon, and then I should just be installing the floor and doing some detailing. Okay, so be back in a bit. Okay, so I'm back, and I've just done my primer and first coat of brown paint, so the roof is primed, the rest of it's primed, the chimney's primed too, but then in the areas that I wanted to be brown, I did that brown paint. So it's a bit glossy at the moment because I just used the spray paint, but essentially this is it. And so it's kind of dark from my view screen here, but essentially pretty good so far. Starting to take a bit of shape. It's not all looking white. And then for the inside, I did actually end up taking the fireplace and just covering it up with masking tape, because I am going to do the chimney like gray, and then I'm going to do these boards in the floor one color with that sepia, so they'll end up matching. So just end up doing that. And so yeah, still have quite a bit of things left to do on this, but it is starting to look more and more like a cabin, I think. So yeah, there we go. Okay, hope everybody's having a good one. Be back with another work in progress later. Take care.